Bismillah, Assalamu alaikum. In today's video, I'll be refuting yet another argument that is made against reliability of Hadith and Hadith preservation. This is part of my series debunking Joshua Little and Jawad Hashmi, those two morons. This is from the supposed propagandistic material in Ahadith. Let's get started on the contention. So here's the contention. Here's the basic contention. A lot of the ahadith that are present that favor one group or party over another. These look like polemical apologetical creations, meaning basically it looks like the group made it to favor themselves. You would expect people to fabricate ahadith like this given the early sectarian conflicts. Oftentimes this material is coupled with contradictions, so basically this makes the ahadith corpus unreliable. I'll just go into the examples of that. I'll go into the detailed refutation. Just give me a minute before to understand the stupidity and logic of this point here, right? Just because a hadith favored someone, right, that doesn't mean they made it up. Logically, it doesn't follow, because Prophet Muhammad ﷺ could have said a hadith praising Hazrat Ali Raziyallahu Anhu, for instance, or Hazrat Abu Bakr Raziyallahu Anhu, for instance. They were close friends, close relatives of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. They had done a great service for Islam. Why wouldn't the Prophet ﷺ had praised them? And if he did, so you can't just claim just because a hadith exists that favors one group, it doesn't mean that group made it up. This is like a bad version of the criterion from dissimilarity, which basically means, which is basically a criterion in historical scholarship, that if someone is reporting something that goes against their interest, right, then it is more likely to be true because they are unlikely to have made it up. That criterion is understandable, right? But it doesn't always apply, but it is understandable. Just because someone is mentioning a report that favors them, that doesn't mean they have made it up. This is not what the criterion of similarity or dissimilarity says. This is just an assumption, nothing more. Now I just want to go now let's just go into the refutation. These morons actually didn't bother to give any example of propagandist hadith that they argue to be fabricated or made up, right? Although the clown Joshua Little has tried to in other places claim certain hadiths were made up for certain reasons, such as the hadith of the cloak or the Isawiya hadith. I have videos on them. I link the playlist where those videos are present. So firstly, they didn't give any examples of propagandist hadith. Moreover, understand this point. Just because Shias or some groups fabricate a hadith, right, that doesn't mean everyone fabricates hadith. It's just common sense. Just because some people are liars, that doesn't mean everyone is liar, right? More than that, in many cases it is impossible to claim that everyone is fabricating a hadith. I'll just give a conceptual example of this. Let's suppose there are two hadiths. There's an event X. Sunnis are saying X happened. Shias are saying X didn't happen. Right? Both of them cannot logically be liars. One of them has to be telling the truth. So, because either X happened or X didn't happen, in that case, either one of the parties has to be telling the truth. So just because some people are fabricating a hadith, right, that doesn't mean everyone is fabricating hadith. It doesn't follow from that. Moreover, this contention can actually be disproven really easily. Look at all the Sunni ahadith that are praising Hazrat Ali Raziyallahu Anhu and his family. Seriously, look at them. There are so many, so varied, and they are in Sunni sources by Sunni narrators, not just Shia narrators. Are those ahadith good for propagandistic reasons? If someone was doing propaganda, right, if someone was altering or tampering ahadith for propaganda, those ahadith would be the first ones to go from a Sunni perspective. Yet those ahadith are present in our historical records. This actually shows the reliability of our historical records. More than that, I'll just give one example from the Umayyad perspective and one example from the Abbasid perspective. Right? If the Abbasids were doing propaganda and they were trying to basically tamper the Islamic historical records, right, or they could do it easily, why is Hazrat Abbas anhu accepting Islam so late in the Seerah instead of very early on? Why couldn't he be one of the Ashra Mubashara? Why couldn't he have fought in Badr or Uhud? Why is he accepting Islam so late in the Seerah? Think about this. Would Abbasis make this up? Why is Hazrat Muawiyah radiallahu anhu so late in accepting Islam? He accepted Islam, I think definitely after Hudaybiyah, right? Or maybe even after the conquest of Makkah. I'm not exactly sure about that, but at least after the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. If the Umayyads are making it up, why is Hazrat Muawiyah radiallahu anhu not one of the Ashra Mubashara, not one of the warriors for Islam in Badr and Uhud? Think about this. This isn't something complicated. You cannot make a claim about propagandistic the hadith being fabricated for propagandistic reason, because think about this. The parties who would be doing propaganda here were the Umayyads and the Abbasids. That these records, if they were fabricating them, they wouldn't have made them up like this. This isn't complicated. And if the ahadith could be manipulated for propagandistic reasons, why are there so many ahadith praising Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu and his family? I can go into detail on this topic, and I'll inshallah make more videos and arguments for hadith preservation from this perspective. But these simple points are clear cut and sufficient to refute any such contentions regarding the hadith being for propagandistic materials. Inshallah, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Inshallah, I hope you have seen the stupidity and desperation of these morons. Till next time, Assalamu alaikum.